Hi, this is Mrs. Maripodi, and this is our distance week for form drawing. I might just turn this off so you can see a little bit better. So this week we will be doing a mirroring form, and I'm using this big piece of paper, but you don't have a piece of paper like this. You have your main lesson or your form drawing book. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to practice this a little bit before you try to put this in your book. I would like you to do it on a piece of paper outside of your book. Just find a piece of paper to try this on. And we're going to do a purple border. So before you put this in your book, I want you to try on another piece of paper so it's very, very beautiful and you have a nice time to practice it. I don't want you to rush. There's no rush. You're actually at home, so you have a little bit more space than you do at school, because usually when we do form drawing, we have to practice it and then we have to put it right into our books because we're headed to Eurythmy usually. So I'm going to turn this the long way, and I'm going to find the middle of my paper, and I'm going to draw a nice line down the center of my paper with my blue stick crayon. And once I have my nice blue line, I want you to use your magenta stick crayon, but if you're practicing this, you can use whatever you like before you put this. So I see here that I have all of this space and I have all of this space. So my form should not be very small. It needs to fill all of this space to make it very, very beautiful. So I'm starting here, I'm not touching the line, and I'm coming down. And we've done this form before, this little guy. Then I'm going to come out, come in, make a little loop-de-loop. Do you see my little loop-de-loop? Then I come down, I make a little leaf shape and come over. So now I need to make the other side look just like this side. So if you see, I made sure that I used all of my space. I used all the way out here. There's a little bit of space right there, and there's a little bit of space right there, and there's a little bit of space right there. But I went all the way from the tippy top all the way to the bottom. So you can see that I used all of my space. So now with this facing me, I'm going to go over this one more time so you can see it. Maybe I'll turn my paper so you can see. So I started up at the tippy top, and I made a line that came down, 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 looped out, made that little kitty cat head. The only reason I picked up my crayon is because I'm demonstrating this for you. But when you finally do this in your book, you do not pick up your crayon, you just go for it. Then I had a little loop, come down, I had a little bit of a leaf here, and then I came out. Ooh, I made a little mistake there. Do you see? It's okay. We all make mistakes when we're form drawing. I'll just make that a little smooth and then come over. My form is not touching the line here or here. It's coming very close to the line, but it's not on the line. So now that I have that this way, I want to put it on the other side, but I'm not going to turn my paper. I'm not going to do it this way. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm not going to do it this way. I'm going to do it facing the same direction because that's how I want you to find your balance in this. So I'm going to start up here, and this is hard because I have to see over here. So it might be easier if you start on the side that's opposite for you. So Charles and Adrian, you would start on the side that Mrs. Maripodi started on, but everyone else, because you're right-handed, maybe you should start on the left side of your paper because then it's easier to transfer it to the other side. So let's see if I can do this. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Maripodi, why, oh why did you do this to yourself? Here we go. So I have a little kitty cat head, I have a little circle, I come down and make my little leaf. I have it come down and up. Not so bad. Not as nice as I would like it, but that's pretty good. That looks pretty good. But my dear second graders, Mrs. Maripodi has been form drawing since before you were born. So Mrs. Maripodi knows how to form draw pretty well. This form is a little complicated because it's got this turn here, this kitty cat head, and then it's got this loop, and then it's got this little guy down here, this little leaf down here. that comes. And it's a reflection on both sides. So after you are done, I would like you to go ahead and use green and color in your little guys here. Let's make it beautiful. Why don't we try to make it really beautiful? Mrs. Mariputi's kind of rushing, so you're not sitting here waiting for me. You don't have to rush. I'm just rushing, so I don't have, you're not just sitting here watching me color. So maybe I'll use red, and I'll color these little guys in here. My red is getting very small. It's about time for us to get some new crayons pretty soon. There, I'm gonna color those little guys in. And then I'll use orange, and I'll color these little guys in down here, my little leaves. You could even do those green if you wanted. And then I'm going to use my blue block crayon, and I'm going to fill in out here, up to my form. After I go around my whole form here, I'm gonna go over here and do the same thing. Come up here. Do the same thing up here. And then in the middle, I'm going to use my golden or my orange, and I'm going to gently rotate this in circles. I'm not going, I'm gently going over this, just making little circles to fill in all of this space so it's very beautiful. I would like you to practice this before you try to put it in your book, and it will look like, let me see if I can, it will look like this. It almost looks like a church window. It's so beautiful, and I think that you will love to make that form.